Weather coverage you can count on with Chief Meteorologist Kate McKenna and the Wave 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network.
All afternoon, we've been closely watching these storms just to our northwest, and now they're really knocking on our door in the shoals, barely grazing the northern fringes of Lincoln County, not quite to Lauderdale County just yet, but this is the current situation, just looking at kind of our area on the Wave 31 Storm Tracker Early Warning Radar Network. There's a couple of things to point out to you, one of them being the stronger thunderstorms that have developed here just south of Memphis. Now, we have had a severe thunderstorm warning with this particular storm north of Batesville, but that has been canceled. All of this is packing a good punch with lightning, some heavy rain, and that's tracking towards the east. At last check, the strongest part of this line was again just at the western fringe of Lauderdale County. Something else that I'm watching very closely for you, going to be these little showers here, not much in the way of thunderstorm activity because I don't see a lot of lightning, but what's happening here just along and east of I-55. This is the area where we have had some clearing. So we have had a little bit of daytime heating, allowing for more energy for these thunderstorms to perhaps get going, intensifying a little bit as they get closer to northwest Alabama. At this point, we are 80 miles away from southwestern Franklin County, and I will be watching those storms for you as well. It's just the general line itself. So two areas to keep watching for you closely throughout the rest of the evening. I am tracking the eastward progression here. This part of the line is moving a little bit faster, between 45 and 50 miles an hour. So it's going to be in Iuka just across the state line there by 427. It'll be in Petersville at 457. Shoals Creek, 5 o'clock. Florence, 5:02. Muscle Shoals, 5:11. Rogersville at 5:27. The risks for today haven't changed very much. I brought down that risk for the tornado threat a little bit. So instead of looking at a few tornadoes, we're now monitoring that risk for maybe one or two, just based on the kind of environment that we've got right now. Still that potential for damaging wind, especially within the line of storms, and then any severe storms ahead of that line. All of us will be seeing heavy rain. That is a threat that really gets going as the night goes on and this line of storms sets up shop over North Alabama. All across the Way 31 Thompson Roofing and Construction Skycam network. Couple of things also to point out here. Notice a little bit of clearing, a little bit of brightness there in the sky over Muscle Shoals and in Guntersville, but still a good amount of cloud cover. But the temperatures, they're in the low to mid 70s. So we are seeing an environment here that could support some stronger storms. We will be watching it closely for you. Tonight, it's heavy rain, it's flooding, following that risk for strong storms. Temperatures are dropping into the lower 50s. The wind is going to be shifting behind this cold front that moves through later tonight from the south and eventually out of the northwest up to 15 miles per hour. So let's time all of this out here. This is looking at the current time. This data source is doing an okay job of showing where that line of storms is located right now. As time goes on, here's 7 o'clock, still not making a huge direct impact within North Alabama. But notice how this kind of flares up right over us. So this is now 10 o'clock tonight. Pockets of heavy rain, scattered thunderstorms, and it's just over the same location. Just ahead of that cold front, this is where the heaviest rain is going to be by midnight, and that slowly tracks eastward as the night goes on. By 3 o'clock, it hasn't made a lot of eastward progress. We are still going to be seeing very heavy rain over the same locations. This is why I mentioned that overnight risk for flooding. And then as we continue all the way through 5 a.m., still holding on to a good bit of rain along and east of I-65 especially. Finally, by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, if your morning commute is between 7 and 8, should be fairly dry. The roads will still be wet, but as far as still seeing the rain, that is going to be something that lets up a little bit. We got some more rain in the forecast again by Thursday all the way through the end of the weekend, but we'll talk about that in just a second. Let's just focus on the next 7 days to show you the kind of rainfall that we're expecting in total, upwards of 4 inches in spots, and that's why I say that it's still pretty active for the next few days. Flood watch for all of North Alabama all the way through noon tomorrow. So here's the 7-day forecast. Temperatures up and down all over the place, given the fact that we do have a couple of cold fronts coming through. Friday is going to be a little bit colder because it's a stronger front coming in late Thursday night. More rain with that, and then potentially more rain with another system Saturday night into Sunday. We'll be right back.